Lots of carry guns are fading into the background these days, overshadowed by micro-compacts like the SIG P365, Springfield Hellcat, and the rest of the polymer parade. But snub-nose revolvers? They're not going anywhere. In fact, they're only getting meaner, leaner, and more refined as time rolls on. In 2025, the snub scene is packed with smarter builds, tougher materials, and more punch than you'd ever expect from a 2-inch barrel. Want to know which ones are actually worth spending your cash on? In this video, we'll talk about the top 8 snub-nose revolvers in 2025, handpicked for shooters who still believe simplicity, reliability, and wheelgun grit matter more than buzzwords. We're talking 6-shot magnums that fit in your jeans, old-school throwbacks with updated internals, and one shockingly smooth 9mm revolver that might just redefine what a snub can be. Some of these models weigh less than your smartphone. Others let you switch calibers on the fly. And a few come with triggers so clean, they'll ruin you for everything else. You'll get hard specs and real-world impressions. No sugarcoating. If you're a revolver diehard or someone finally looking to add a snub to your EDC setup, this list isn't fluff. We've got all the good stuff. Let's get into it. Anyone who insists modern snubs must be polymer-framed and Cerakote dipped has never spent a range session with the heritage Rosco. The 6.5-inch profile, polished black steel, and varnished wood panels feel as though they wandered in from a film noir back alley. Yet inside you'll find a brand new lockwork and tight cylinder gap. 22 ounces give reassuring heft without tipping a belt. So the gun rides in a pocket holster all afternoon without printing, chambered for 38 special and rated for +P. The 5-shot cylinder balances power against size, and a 2-inch barrel keeps the whole package compact enough for ankle carry. What surprises new owners is the trigger. Factory double-action pulls stack predictably at about 10 pounds, break clean, reset with a sharp click, and show none of the gravel usually associated with sub-$400 wheel guns. The fixed ramp and groove sights align fast once you dab the front blade with paint, and the point of impact stays consistent from 110-grain frangibles to 158-grain lead semi-wad cutters. A price tag near $360 buys a revolver that shrugs off sweat, rides loose in a coat pocket, and still delivers minute of torso groups at defensive ranges. The Rosco may look retro, yet its dependable performance and friendly cost earn a solid position on this list of space-age wheel guns. The Double Dog lives up to its moniker by swapping personalities faster than most shooters can swap magazines. Charter Arms machines the frame from stainless steel and ships every revolver with 2 cylinders, one chambered for .357 Magnum and .38 Special, the other for 9mm that ejects cleanly without moon clips thanks to a clever dual-coil extractor. Length stays under 6 3/4 inches, height just over 4, width barely wider than a U-channel sight, and weight rests around 22 ounces, which sits comfortably in everyday carry territory. Caliber changes take half a minute. Push the crane pin, slide out the cylinder, drop in its twin, close the gun, and you're ready to fire. Seasoned shooters in a defensive class average the swap during a single podcast advertisement. After minimal dry fire, the trigger settles to roughly 9 pounds double action and 3 pounds single, gliding across its stroke instead of stacking. 5 rounds may seem dated, yet the ability to train with inexpensive 9mm and defend with Magnum loads keeps practice affordable. Range sessions prove the concept. The Double Dog digested steel-cased 9mm, soft wad cutters, and 158-grain Magnums without hiccups. Recoil from full-house 357s remains brisk but controllable. The grip angle drives force straight back rather than flipping the muzzle. A utilitarian matte finish shrugs off holster wear, which suits a revolver intended for daily work. Street prices below $650 leave room for moon clips and a pair of slim boot grips, making the Double Dog a versatile, caliber-flexible companion and a deserving member of 2025's top 8. When Kimber launched the K6 line, skeptics doubted a 1911 company could master revolvers. The K6XS silenced them by shaving every non-essential ounce from the original stainless design and wrapping the internals in a forged aluminum frame that scales at just 15.9 ounces. Overall length measures 6.8 inches, height 5.5, width a mere 1.4, yet the cylinder still houses 6 rounds of .38 Special +P. Kimber's match-grade double-action-only trigger moves like a Swiss watch, a smooth roll for the first half, slight firmness, Then a brake at roughly 9 pounds with no grit or stacking. Hogue rubber grips contour naturally to the palm without adding tail length, aiding appendix carriers who want deep concealment. The front sight is pinned, the rear channel milled, and both surfaces matte to kill glare. Swapping the front post for a night sight module takes minutes. Lightweight guns can be punishing, but the K6XS manages recoil better than expected. Kimber's camming bolt seats cartridges deep and shortens bullet jump, reducing muzzle flip, while a well-cut forcing cone keeps blast forward. At 10 yards, controlled pairs group around 3 inches, plenty accurate for personal defense during speed drills. A $680 sticker plants it midway between bargain snubs and titanium exotics, delivering premium fit and finish without a 4-figure sting. For shooters wanting featherweight carry, full 6-shot capacity, and Kimber craftsmanship, the K6XS is the logical choice. Smith & Wesson's Ultimate Carry J-frame updates a century-old silhouette with features modern carriers crave. An airweight aluminum frame ties to a stainless barrel and cylinder, keeping overall length at 6.31 inches and height a tidy 4.3. That compact profile slips under an untucked polo or inside an ankle rig without snagging. Buyers choose between a 5-shot 38 Special Plus P or a 6-shot 32 H&R Magnum cylinder, the latter adding an extra round with softer recoil for recoil-sensitive shooters. Sight picture is superb. An XS tritium front blade ringed in white teams with a serrated U-notch rear, giving a bright reference even in low light. VZ G10 stocks in black cherry or gray bite into the hand for secure purchase while keeping thickness minimal. Factory double-action pulls on classic J-frames often feel like gravel roads. This one leaves the showroom around 9 pounds, already polished, and smooths further after a quick evening of Netflix dry fire. During testing, the 32 version pushed 85 grain hollow points at 1100 feet per second, punching comfortably through denim-covered gelatin while staying perfectly controllable in rapid pairs. Street price hovers in the mid-700s, which in 2025 buys night sights, premium grips, and rock-solid machining. Anyone seeking a featherweight revolver with modern sighting, a choice of calibers, and zero fuss will find the Ultimate Carry J-frame a companion worth betting a life on. The Rhino 200DS flips tradition and physics by aligning its barrel with the bottom chamber, driving recoil straight into the shooter's arm instead of over it. Colleagues laugh at its hexagonal cylinder and futuristic lines until they watch muzzle rise disappear during rapid 357 Magnum strings. With an overall length of 6.5 inches, sub-5-inch height, 1.4-inch width, and 25-ounce weight, the Rhino occupies the middle ground between featherweight pocket guns and steel K-frames. 6 shots of full-pressure 357 in a frame usually limited to 5 means extra insurance when every round matters. The fiber-optic front and adjustable rear eat ambient light, making acquisition effortless indoors or out, and the single-action cocking lever folds flush after firing to keep draws smooth. Double action presents a 2-stage feel. First, a light roll, then an 8-pound break, while single action drops near 4 pounds, crisp enough for deliberate shots at 15 yards. Range numbers back the design. Chronographs show only a 60 feet per second loss versus a 3-inch K-frame, tight gas seals, and a short forcing cone keeping speed alive. These can hold sub-3-inch clusters at 15 yards, and the flat shooting bore axis keeps sight alignment on target for par times usually reserved for 9mm autos. Chiapa's MSRP edges close to $1,100, yet discount prices regularly slide below $1,000. For shooters willing to embrace radical engineering to tame Magnum recoil, the Rhino 200DS is a convincing argument wrapped in Blade Runner style. Kimber's K6S rewrote the rulebook for 6-shot Magnum snubs the day it launched, and it still sits near the summit. 6.62 inches long, 1.39 inches wide, and 23 ounces heavy. The revolver rides discreetly, yet soaks up recoil better than lighter competitors. Frame, cylinder, and barrel are 416 stainless, brushed satin to shrug off fingerprints and slide from leather like glass. Engineers achieved 6-round capacity by relocating bolt cuts between chambers and shaving steel everywhere except locking surfaces. Lockup feels bank vault tight. End shake measured 1/1000th of an inch after 1,500 mixed rounds. The DAO trigger breaks at 6.5 pounds without stack, encouraging fast, accurate pairs. Kimber machines a dovetailed front post with serrations instead of polish, killing glare, and the rear trench angles forward, drawing the eye naturally to the blade. Both sights can be swapped for night versions without milling. Reliability never wavered during endurance testing. A steady diet of 125-grain screamers and 158-grain soft points delivered consistent ignition, with cases extracting smoothly from the polished charge holes. $850 to $900 lands you a revolver that outclasses 5-shot J-frames in capacity and rivals larger K-frames in controllability, while remaining slim enough for IWB carry. For shooters who demand magnum punch, polished fit, and rock-solid mechanics, the K6S remains a top 3 must-own. Shoot a scandium-framed revolver once, and every aluminum snub suddenly feels hefty. The Magnum P340 weighs a scant 13.8 ounces, yet digests full-house .357 Magnum thanks to an internal stainless shield protecting the top strap from scorching gases. Overall length of 6.31 inches and an enclosed hammer profile let the gun vanish inside a pocket rig, ankle sleeve, or jogging shorts without catching fabric. Magnum recoil is undeniably sharp. So many owners practice with 38+P and load magnums for carry. Even then, the boot-style rubber grip diffuses shock better than wood panels, and the gun returns to battery swiftly because there's almost no mass above the bore to flip upward. The tritium front blade, surrounded by a white ring, glows in dim parking lots, and the milled U-notch rear keeps alignment honest. Engineers removed the internal key lock that once irked purists, eliminating a mechanical question mark. Factory double-action pull sits near 11 pounds, but smooths notably after a weekend of dry fire. Reliability is absolute. The Magnum P340 displays no end-shake growth and ejects empties cleanly. Real-world prices hover around $900, steep for such a tiny firearm, yet the combination of near-invisible carry weight and magnum authority is unmatched. For deep concealment where reliability trumps comfort, the Magnum P340 earns its runner-up ribbon. Diamondback's 2024 SDR finally gives 9mm fans a true stainless snub that carries like an airweight yet reloads faster than any traditional rimmed counterpart. Forged and polished stainless steel frame, barrel, and cylinder keep weight to a trim 21.2 ounces, while overall dimensions of 6.53 inches by 4.44 by 1.38 fit compact holsters with ease. Inside, 6 rounds of 9mm+P rest in a chamfered cylinder released by a thumb button that feels natural to anyone who runs a 1911. TK custom moon clips ship with the gun, and speed drills prove their worth. I beat my time on a Smith Model 940 by almost half a second. From the 2-inch barrel, 124-grain+P hollow points clock velocities rivaling 38+P out of longer tubes. Sights are fiber optic and pragmatic. Orange up front, green in the rear, glowing under range lights, and daylight alike without protruding parts to snag. Double-action pull stays between 9 and 11.5 pounds with no stacking. Single-action drops to an honest 2 pounds. Diamondback's transfer bar system keeps lockup secure, and extensive polishing results in a trigger that breaks like glass. 400 mixed rounds in my test piece produced centered primer strikes, slick ejection, and 0 flame cutting on the forcing cone. Suggested retail is $821, stainless durability, 6-shot capacity, service pistol ballistics, and lightning reloads give the SDR every advantage a concealed carry revolver can offer in 2025. For shooters who trust 9mm but demand wheelgun simplicity, the Diamondback SDR 9mm+P wears the crown. And that's all we have for you in this video. Do you own any of the 8 revolvers on this list? Which one do you carry? Or was there another revolver that should have made the list? Drop your answers in the comments. And while you're here, don't forget to hit like, share this video with your range buddies, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching.